Hey guys, I'm Rob Richards and welcome back to my new training series filmed for supplementsworld.com here at Global Fitness Gym in Southern California. The focus on today's video is all about the arms, the biceps in particular, with a look at the barbell curl, the king of all arm exercises. Okay, on that note, enough talking, let's get on with the exercise. So the barbell curl, the best exercise for mass building, simply because of the position it puts your biceps in under stress. For example, your shoulders are pulled back, elbows are at the side. This directly affects the long head, the outer muscle of the biceps brachii. In terms of the technique, keep the upper arm stationary at the side of the body. You don't want to be pulling the elbow forwards, because not only will that take off tension from the bicep, it pulls in the anterior deltoid, making it less effective as an overall mass builder for the arms. Here's a tip: if you struggle with the form and feel like your shoulders roll around too much and you feel less of a pump in your biceps and more around the shoulder, try positioning yourself against a wall or a pole or something that you can lean slightly back on to allow your shoulder blades to naturally fall back and then curl forwards. This often takes away some of that heavy amount of weight that you can lift, but it increases the pump and the feeling in the muscle on that particular area of the bicep. Speaking of which, the hand placement as well. You want to make sure that the hands are rotated fully around, elbows are down, and you maintain a straight line from the wrist, elbow, and shoulder. Therefore, you can manage the heaviest amount of weight as you're curling the bar up. And also, don't curl the bar all the way up towards your chin. Often with this, you'll find the forearms now become perpendicular to the floor and they actually support the weight momentarily up at the top. By doing this, it removes tension again from the bicep. So if your goal is overall mass and size, or any goal when it comes to bicep training, don't bring the bar all the way up and rest on the forearms like this. You want to stop about there without the elbows pulling forwards. Therefore, you've got maximum tension near enough on the bicep, and then you resist that bar back down, not allowing it to fall down just to throw it back up. Resist that weight. Work it in as part of your actual rep. Lower the weight down, 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 fully stretch out the bicep, but again, not letting that weight touch at the bottom. Really, you don't want your knuckles to be touching your thighs. So about an inch or two before that happens, pause, keep the shoulders back, and then as you exhale, curl that bar up, forcing and squeezing the bicep on every rep. Don't just leave this as an additional consideration towards the final 2 reps. It should be on every single rep. So let's talk about sets and reps for the barbell curl. With the goal being overall size and mass, you shouldn't be exceeding much more than 10 reps. Really, 8 to 10 is the sweet spot here. And after a good couple of warm-ups, don't be afraid to warm up with higher volume as well. Drop the weight down 15, 20 repetitions, really engaging and bringing that bicep into play. When you feel warm up enough and mobilized around the joints, the shoulder and the wrist, then you can start to work your way up. Here's how I like to set up my bar curls. The first working set, I aim for 10 with a heavy enough weight. If my form is still good and I can comfortably achieve that 9th and 10th rep, that's my signal to increase the weight and go heavier. But I don't mean just add more plates onto the side. Find the next smallest increment. 1 1/4, a 2.5 pound plate, put them on. That's a small step up overall as a percentage that will allow you to enable to get close to that rep range again with a little bit more weight. Listen guys, this is all about progressive poundages. If your goal is for size, you need to be focusing and living every workout on meeting that next increment of weight. Listen, if your goal really is about mass and size when it comes to the arms, you need to be living each week towards progressively increasing those poundages, even if it's only a small amount. And if you can't do that, try and push up your rep range by 1 or 2. So that second set is really my all-out effort, aiming for those 10 reps, and if I need to, incorporate a strip set or a drop set to enable me to get that. By set 3, this is kind of like an overdrive for me. It's unlikely that I'll increase more weight, especially if I failed on that second work set. So I'm gonna stick with the same weight, let fatigue catch me, and just focus on good form and technique. My final tip when it comes to technique is don't forget about the wrists as well. You wanna maintain a straight line with the wrist so that as you curl up, it's only your biceps doing the work. If you see people who are actively curling and flexing their wrists like this as they curl, they're actually using a lot of their forearm muscles to enable them to do that, taking off much of the effort from the biceps. So wrists straight, keep your hands in alignment, and if you do want to add a little bit more variation in, try taking your grip wider or narrow to affect more of the inner bicep with a wide grip. And when you bring them in, rolling your elbows around in front, that's where you start to feel more of the long head come into play. And that wraps up the end of today's video on barbell exercises here for supplementsworld.com at Global Fitness Gym. I do hope you found the information useful, and you can always find out more about this particular exercise and many more on the full article that I have written and published at supplementsworld.com, or by clicking on the link in the text description below. Also, like I said at the beginning of this video, if you have any questions or suggestions, please do leave a comment in the sections below, and like the video if you find it useful. And as always, subscribe if you haven't already to Supplements World YouTube. You can stay up to date on all of our weekly new content relating to training, fitness, nutrition, and supplementation. I'm Rob Richards. Keep training hard, stay motivated. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.